to Models by Me, another unboxing video, this time of the Eastern Express 1/72nd scale training aircraft Miles Master Mark III. Those do sound like mouthfuls, don't they? This one's another frog kit from back all the way to in '63 was its first release of this kit. Not expecting too much detail with these things. What we'll do is, in the usual manner, we will have a look at the outside of the box, and then we'll open it up, have a look at the contents, and then we'll go through the usual things of the instructions and then the sprues, and then final thoughts at the end. So, a little bit of history on the Miles Master. I haven't got much of this. Apologies. Same with the Miles Magister. So the Miles Master did come in 1939, so it would have been really handy for those swapping over to the Hurricane and Spitfire. It was primarily a trainer aircraft, so it had the pilot, it had a co-pilot, or trainee pilot. And yeah, it was used throughout the Second World War to train pilots. There was a little bit of interesting thing where the wings on the Master were actually shortened by about 3 foot. It's actually made it a lot more, produced a lot less stress on the wings and made it a bit more manoeuvrable as well. And again, similar to how the Miles Magister was going to be armed with bombs to propel Operation Sea Lion, the Miles Master was the same. There would also have been equipped with machine guns, potentially 6 machine guns as well as bombs. In fact, the Miles Master was actually could be equipped with a single Vickers 303 machine gun as well as bombs, but this was for training purposes only. It wasn't intended for combat. So we'll start with the outside of the box, where we've got a nice little, nice artwork of the Miles Master actually flying through the air. And you can make out its distinct inverted gull wing-shaped wings. Yellow underside for a trainer, and the camouflage on top, so it was actually a wartime one, unlike potentially what the Magister was. Let's have a look at the side. So 42 pieces, the address, nice side view of the actual kit itself. Got the front of the box art again, as well as Eastern Express, model kit, and the kit number. What we got here, we've got the 14, the 1/5, the Typhoon, and the Barracuda again. And this side the same, except for there's a 699 sticker on the side of it. Underside, nothing. Let's do the unboxing. Let's have a look at the contents. So we have the bag with all the pieces in. We got the instructions. And finally the decals. Beginning to notice a trend with these. The aftermarket instructions. So we've got a bit at the front, the usual little bit of brief about the history, and the fact there was over 3,000 aircraft of this type built. Then you got the usual stuff on the bottom for how to make these models. So have a look at the inside. So we start off with pilot seats, and they actually come with a little base plate this time. Interesting. Step 2, the engine. dual radio engines. Then you put them into the cowling first, propeller, and the little plug on the end if you want a spinny propeller. Next, put the crew actually into the aircraft. Put the canopy over the top, engine on the front, and the aerial even goes on here as this step. That's weird because that's normally one of the last things to put on. Especially if you're new to this, new to model making, guys, leave the aerial off to last because you will knock it off during painting. Next, we've got the wings. The wings, the tail surfaces, and the rudder. Here's an interesting bit. You can have landing gear up or down. And then you've got this weird contraption here. It's on the same, so it looks like the air intake and the exhaust for the engine. Interesting. So yep, you got the wheels coming down, some fancy struts. Interesting. And then that's pretty much it. Some useful advice. But again, there's something missing here. Where's the paint guide? There's nothing to tell you how to paint up this thing and where the decals should go. So yeah, another one of these where I've got to do quite a bit of guesswork again. Let's have a look at the sprues. Here's all the sprues that you get in the kit. You can almost tell this is quite an old kit by the sheer amount of flash all over the place. Got quite a bit here, and up here it's bad. So as we're starting up on this one, I will drop it out of my hand. Here we go. So there's the control surfaces. There's that weird air intake exhaust thing. I'm guessing that's the base plates for the seats to go on. Struts for the landing gear. Not too bad. The engines are not coming out too well on the focus. But there's some detail there, but not a lot. Gonna need to do some dry brushing, or if you've got spare radial engines, try and use them instead. Very plain wheels. Oh, that side doesn't look too bad for the engines. You can almost guarantee that's not the side that's going to be on show either. The seats. Problem is, you've got raised panel lines on bits that shouldn't be, like the there's a, I can't remember what this is called, but it's there to counteract some of the weight on the rudder and the other control surfaces, and it will turn in the opposite direction. So if you turn the rudder to the left, this little bit will turn to the right. But that's raised, and it shouldn't be raised. And it's the same with these. I saw it, there they are. You make them out there, they're raised again, but shouldn't be. The inside, not that great. A lot of ejection pin marks up on the base plates, for example. So, great. And we've got pilots, so let's do the Jelly Baby test. Let's have a look. If I zoom out, maybe. Oh, we've caught a bit then. Come on. There we go. And I would say those are kind of worse than the ones in the Magistrate. It looks similar, but these definitely haven't come out well in comparison. There's definitely been worse Jelly Babies, but there's also been better ones. These are kind of in the middle, unfortunately. let's have a look. We'll have a look at one side of these. So there's the fuselage with all the raised panel lines again. It's not too bad. Let's have a look at the wing. And yeah, pretty much the same. Not a lot of detail, all raised. Interior, the landing area, which will be all here, non-existent. The detail in the cockpit, non-existent. It's an early kit again. That's what you kind of expect. Until somebody points me in the direction of a kit that's also from about 63 era and has full interior. Note, has to be 1/72 as well to count. So I was point going, this thing had full interior and it's like 1/24 scale. I was like, well, obviously. This wing, the same flash in the light, great. Fuselage isn't too bad. Nothing on the inside again. The lower wing, you can make out the reverse gull quite there, easily there. It's quite nice. Is that for a flying stand? Nice big hole in the middle. Sorry, in a minute. Raised panel lines again. It's going to be kind of the trend of this. Let's bring out the good old instructions. It shows the hole there, but nothing there. Yep, that's for a flying stand. As you can tell, the flying stand doesn't come with the kit, so that's annoying. Had to fill that in. Propeller, flash. More flash and not too bad otherwise. The cockpit and the light. How clear are these? When it was in focus just long. Oh, look at that. I've seen muddy water clearer than that. Oh. Yeah, that's definitely... Not much point putting too much detail on the interior, you ain't gonna see it. Now the engine cowling, this... It needs work. It doesn't look too bad from the front there, there's nothing on the interior, but it doesn't look too bad on the front. Then I'll flip them over. Yeah, that's gonna need some work. So that's all the pieces required for this kit, so... Let me box him back up and final thoughts. Final thoughts on this kit. So, considering we all looked at this one first, and this one was older, if I remember, it was 57 as opposed to 63. This one is in a lot better condition and a lot better. A lot of flash and looks much better to make and build than this does. So I'm quite disappointed by that, to be perfectly honest. I appreciate this might be... The molds are probably quite worn out, hence some of the details not there and the abundance of flash all over the place. But again, it's just like, even something simple as the clear plastic. It's supposed to be glass, it's supposed to be clear. Not see-through in the loosest sense of the word. But apart from nitpicking about that, it's an old kit again. It's quite nice for what it is. So it'll be a fairly interesting build. I'm curious about how I'm going to make all this lot. I might go on to ScaleMate and have a look at other instructions. See if anybody redid them rather than just reuse the same one over and over again. I know Matchbox release their instructions and then Revell re-release the kits and the instructions are still the same. So I'll be curious if the instructions, if there's anybody else that's done the instructions for these and they're any better. Plus, again, guys, really, the box art and the decals do not match. please make sure they match. If anything, just so we got a clue where these things go on these kits. But if you, I have tried to actually, I've nearly made this one actually before. And because I could not find anything even remotely close to what the instructions say or the box art shows, I just didn't get back round to it, because I know if I'll make it, I'll paint it, and then it will just stay on the shelf waiting for me to eventually do the decals. I'll say I'll paint it, but even then, apart from the yellow being over most of the plane, I wouldn't even know what to do for that after that. So I've also just spotted, that's on the wingtip, that's on the wing's edge there. This is higher up here. Oh well. So if anybody's actually got any paint guides for these things, either the Miles Master or the Magistrate, I'll be eternally grateful if you put them in the comments section, or at least put the links where to go for them. But yeah, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more. And comment, say if you got any of the paint guides for these things, or have you actually seen one of these planes? I'm not sure if there's any even remotely around anymore. So yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.